I'm back again. I'll be honest, I kind of got carried away and I forgot to record what I've done. But it's basically between these four blueprints here. A lot of what I've done. Let's bring these in. Has been about ending these trails, starting these trails, and ending them in a way that doesn't interfere with other things here. The placement was very important because by this point, the component is getting destroyed and teleporting is ending. So ending the trails before that happens, but after a certain delay, makes it to where you can still see some of the trail as you come back from teleporting. So we've done that, and you'll see here that this this node here, it allows you to travel, your standard teleport, kill the character, which beforehand, and this exact formula I have in Supreme Heroes, but here in Avium, I decided to change it up. So you can kill your character, teleport objects, like boxes on top of each other, so you can cross obstacles better. And then we have, this is also to teleport your enemy to a different location. So say you want him to fall to his death, that would be this one. But in all four of these, I've moved some of these functions into here. So that's kind of what I was describing before. This entrails. Okay, so now this all leads me to the second component. So I started in teleportation, made sure that I had to clean up some of this code here, especially with these four. And then I had to go into my character and find the dash component and add that to the end of each of these. So anyway, back to this dash component. This one took quite a bit longer because we have here some start dash and end dash functions, which are pretty basic. These are the ones that spawn the effect, the particles around the body, the trail, purple like ribbon trail that follows you. Nice effect. This one I don't really need anymore. This one I don't really need anymore. And it's going to take forever to delete because there's so much going on. Oh boy, yeah, this is going to take forever. I'll cut and then we'll be back because this is going to take easily like 6 minutes. Okay, yeah, that took a while. So we're back in the dash component here, and basically I had to distinguish between our start dash, and start trail, end trail. Because these are quite different in what they do for the character. So let's just, for example, in start dash, we have this blueprint that spawns in, and that's my third component that that's kind of where a good chunk of the work has happened, maybe even half of the work. So yeah, basically where this comes in is mostly in the character component, or the character blueprint. Let's see. So when I last left off, this wasn't here, and a few of these booleans weren't here. This was not here. It was somewhere else. But yeah, now, oh, and then yeah, added some sound effects. These I don't need anymore. Adjusted the speed. It was basically between these two graphs. So yeah, changed basically all of this. This entire thing wasn't here, had to figure that out. So, like I said, a lot of back and forth between my components and the blueprints. So this is our start teleport. Basically, yeah, nothing changed there. But anyway, yeah, I had to work with all four of these to kind of get them in sync, add some delays, make sure everything is functioning right. And yeah, let me show you what I've got so far. Always want to make sure you save everything. As I said before, you didn't get to see it, but yeah, I had a crash. I had a crash on me, and luckily I managed to save it, and I had moved like one node, and it decided to crash. And yeah, you always want to make sure you're saving. Even if it says, you know, autosave, if it has an autosave come up, make sure you're saving every like 2 minutes, every 3 minutes, especially with the older engines. Well, 5.0 in particular, I think it's gotten better. 5.2, 3, 5.5 now. Yeah, so that's something you want to keep in mind for using 5.0. I do plan to migrate this entire project. Every time I say migrate, well, developers will understand. Not an easy task, and it poses so many risks that it's strongly considered not worth it. But for me, I have some one last DLC to release, and right now it only works in 5.5, so it's gonna be a bit nerve-wracking to migrate this into 5.5, considering that migrating from 5.3 to 5.5 was a hassle in itself. It's just going to be that much of a greater task to migrate 5 engines up. But anyway, let's see what we got so far. Headphone warning. I can try to lower it in post, but okay. So yeah, we've got our Loki suit, and we can. You'll see something. So yeah, that's new. We added a bit of a shockwave effect that is timed. So basically, when that timer runs out, it will allow you to do that shockwave again. It doesn't affect you, but it affects everybody else in a wide enough area that, you know, you'll see some damage there. So yeah, basically it'll take out lower ranks, but with higher ranks, you'll still have to fight quite a bit. Yeah. As long as we're still moving, we'll remain invulnerable to bullets. Let me I'm pretty sure that this is louder than I need it to be. So let's try this again. Still pretty loud. Let me bring this down even more. Okay, so it's still going to be a little bit loud, but I think I can talk over it. So as long as I... Just gonna... So as long as I still move around, I can remain invulnerable to bullets. But if I stop moving, he automatically pops back. But you have a chance to unleash your... what are we calling it? Phantom Surge? Yeah. So, you have a chance to unleash your Phantom Surge right there. Boom. As long as the timer's there. Now, another thing you'll notice is I've changed the teleporting a bit. So, kind of got this cool effect. Goes into slow-mo. You can still see where you're going. But it's got that cool ribbon following you, so it's like, I don't know. I think that's cooler than it used to be. Now you'll notice with these After Effects, they do not kind of trigger that explosion. And that's what I was going back to about the trails versus the actual dash. So in this mode, we're just doing the trails. So that's why there's no explosion. But when we actually press the dodge button to do this, that is an actual full-on dash. And with the full dash, that's where we trigger the explosion. Because I figured this might be a little bit easier to do, easier to control, and you can go right to where you want it to go and boom, let go. Cause that explosion when your time is recharged. Whereas this one is a trigger hold. So left trigger or, let's see, mouse button. Right mouse button will also do it. But yeah, so you can also do it from the air. And that will trigger your explosion. That's the only time it'll trigger the explosion. But you can tell that the sound effect is a bit different. So they each have, they're pretty much the same in terms of the damage count and the radius of the explosion, but I wanted to differentiate, you know, aerial versus your grounded explosion. And you'll notice that no matter what, when you trigger that timer, those explosions won't happen until that timer is back to 0. So it kind of makes you plan out strategically, like if I have two guys here, well, do I want to explode this guy or that guy? Let's explode that guy because he has low health, and you can keep teleporting across you know, until your timer runs out again. Now the interesting thing that I've added, the reason why there's a dude holding a sword in that icon next to the timer, it's probably one of my new favorite things now. And again, thanks to, let's see here, Deldrin Zero 1887. Cool. This is what I've come up with. So let me know if it's to your liking. So you can dash. Right, we got our explosion. Oh, before we get to the good stuff, I'll just demonstrate something that I've re-added. This was in the original build, and for some reason it was, I guess I removed it, but we'll see if this, I mean, maybe there was a reason I removed it, but it's been so long that I would rather have it back in and find out what doesn't work later, because this is actually really cool. You hold down your trigger until that little face comes up, letting you know that, hey, this could be a death kill, or you can move them slightly. Now I get an arrow wherever I'm looking, and basically teleport them to their death. So that's a cool feature that I brought back. And another cool thing. So he sees us now. This is a perfect opportunity to dash toward him and use our, not the Phantom Surge, but this one is a Quantum Blade, I guess we'll call it. The Blink Blade, or Blade Blink, I don't know. But there is a blade involved. Basically, a one-hit kill. If he's got friends, that secondary explosion kind of weakens them, and then you can finish them out with whatever you've got left, you know? So, basically, we're pretty unstoppable. So we're going to demonstrate it on a calm enemy. Boom. Sliced him. And if he had some friends around, we just do that one more time and boom. Now there's two different ways to do this. I wanted to give you all the options. So this is our general dash button. So let's just demonstrate it really quick. If we deactivate all our abilities, this thing, it pretty much acts as our normal dash. So that is our dash button. It's always going to be this button, no matter which character is playing. But if we have Loki equipped, or if we've unlocked Loki, we unlock Subatomic Blink. And Subatomic Blink grants you access to all of the abilities I've been demonstrating. So we've got one enemy left. So we can do the actual dash and run up to the enemy and slice him, or we can, from a distance, say if we're just using stealth, and instead of looking to the left or right to teleport them away, we just keep it on the enemy. And like I said, this is more of a stealth thing, because if they're moving, it's going to be very hard not to get that arrow. But while they're still, just make sure that face is there, and then let go, and boom, you got that kind of instant kill. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've got for the new and updated teleportation. I know I missed out on explaining a few of the behind the scenes. I kind of got carried away, like I said. This was really exciting to make, and I'm excited to see what you think of it. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Let's reload the level to kind of get a fresh start of things. Oh, perfect. We can actually demonstrate on a few guys here. Also, I wanted to add one last thing. So if you press the dash button, you can also do like a quick explosion there. So a lot of ways you can use this. Pretty much, and it's pretty much a high level ability. So you have to unlock, you have to find all 5 of the Loki components in order to unlock them. Now, speaking of which, that's one of the components there. It's a green component. Find 5 of those, and you can unlock all of this. So, I hope this was fun to watch, and I hope it's more fun to play. And that's about it.